children?
They love me.
Then let's hear it for your one.
Spider-Man is one of the most famous and people's favorite Marvel characters. All of his superpowers are one way or another related to spiders. But Spider-Man has some powers that just seem completely useless. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 10 superpowers that Spider-Man has that are completely useless. Number 10. Spider Sense. Spider-Man is smart, intelligent, flexible, and fast. His superpowers like jumping around the city through his web help him save people. However, there are some powers that he has been bestowed that don't make any sense and are almost useless. One such power is his Spider Sense. Spider Sense allows Spider-Man to know about the danger, big or small, just before it comes. Now, while this power itself can be useful at times, it comes with a big twist. The Spider Sense can be easily disrupted with some chemicals and drugs. Thus, the power is quite useless because it can easily be taken away. Furthermore, the Spider Sense doesn't work around symbiotes like Venom, Toxin, or Carnage. Spider-Man would never know the intentions of these symbiotes before teaming up with them. And as we know, these characters have a history of betrayal and evil. So then, what is even power if it doesn't work around Spider-Man's biggest enemies? Number 9. Talking with spiders. Peter Parker became Spider-Man when a radioactive spider bites him, and we already knew that, but you may not know that one of Spider-Man's powers is that he can talk to spiders. But we doubt the superhero's ability to communicate with spiders is of much use. First off, Spider-Man himself doesn't possess this skill. It's his evil clone, Kane Parker, who's skilled at using this power, and in the comics and anime, Spider-Man only uses this skill once, in the episode where the Queen uses a mass of spiders to attack New York. Now, to save New York from doom, the superhero communicates with the Spider Army and convinces them not to attack. So yeah, no use of Spider-Man's iconic webs and jumping off buildings to save the day. Secondly, this power resembles Ant-Man's power of talking with ants. If Spider-Man has to have some powers, let it at least be unique. The power not only seems to be underused by Spider-Man, but it also doesn't hold much value because Ant-Man already has a very similar power. Number 8. Synthetic webbing. Spider-Man's most iconic, used, and entertaining power is his ability to shoot out long and strong webbing. These webs help Spider-Man do amazing long jumps from one place to another, and if you are a true Spider-Man fan, you must have noticed that when Peter Parker realizes he has powers, he shoots out webs right from his wrist. He isn't wearing any suits at the time, and the web comes organically from his wrist. Pretty cool, huh? But in the Amazing Spider-Man series, Peter Parker is shown to develop synthetic webs in his lab, and he uses small cartridges fitted onto his wrist to shoot out the synthetic webbing. So our question, why go through the whole process of creating synthetic webbing and storing it in cartridges when you can just use your hands? What's the point of a superhero who relies on man-made finite webbings? If the response is that his suit prevents him from using his bare hands, then just alter the suit. The suit can easily be tailored to have space for organic webbings to come out. Number 7. Fangs. Sometimes the writers of Spider-Man just go overboard with their ideas. Another lesser-known characteristic of Spider-Man is his fangs. Fangs are sharp structures at the mouth area of spiders and are used to secrete venom into the enemy's body. In some mammals, fangs are canine teeth used for biting and attacking prey. For Spider-Man, however, this power is kind of useless. Spider-Man is smart and fast with his web usage and has many other cool powers. It's just that having fangs is not one of those cool powers. Spider-Man did use his fangs once. While fighting with the interdimensional hopping Morlun, Spider-Man used his fangs to poison him. When attacked, Morlun asks why he poisoned him. Spider-Man replies coolly, "Because I'm Spider-Man, lady, and I don't have to take your crap. That's why." Now, although we do love his style, having fangs and attacking with it just doesn't fit right with the Marvel hero. Number 6. Stingers. Having fangs wasn't enough. The writers also gave Spider-Man stingers. For those who don't know, stingers are parts of insects that helped him, sting. Spider-Man once developed a pair of stingers. They were long, sharp metallic stingers that grew below his wrist. These stingers were not only sharp, but also were coated and could release a polyamine venom. This venom is quite strong and even causes minor paralysis. Now, the interesting part is that spiders don't even have stingers. It's insects like bees and wasps who do. Anyway, Peter Parker got the stingers in the comic series The Other, a crossover comic series released by Marvel in 2005 to 2006. Not only the stingers were a temporary feature given to Spider-Man, but it was also useless because Spider-Man himself didn't even like it. He said he didn't know how to effectively use them, and they were just more of a hindrance than a power. Number 5. A large appetite. If you have watched the movies carefully, you must have noticed that Spider-Man is snatching pizza slices from someone or just enjoying food way too much. Peter Parker sure loves eating a lot of food, and he has a large appetite. We can assume that he has a fast metabolism, and that's why all that unhealthy food doesn't make him fat. But the question is, does this ability to digest food fast have any use at all? Well, there is one use. When attacked with poison, Spider-Man's fast digestion helps get the venom out through his body much faster than other people. This way, the poison doesn't cause a lot of damage and saves the superhero's life. But apart from that, being hungry all the time must not be a good feeling. Number 4. Web Cocoon Healing. Spider-Man has a fast metabolism, but he also has a fast healing factor. The superhero can heal from all forms of injuries within minutes or at most in hours. Spider-Man has the web that helps him in so many ways. He flies around the city, he uses the web's strength to hang on, and he even uses it to trap criminals. We've seen the superhero use his incredible web to completely wrap the criminals while he waits for the police to arrive. But Spider-Man's web also comes in handy once he wraps his own body in it. He basically wraps himself up in a cocoon and goes into hibernation. In hibernation, the body's damaged skin is shed off and new skin comes up, healing him completely from all the injuries and infections. The issue, however, is that this cocooning is useless because Spider-Man already has a fast healing mechanism. He doesn't need to spend hours in the hibernation of a cocoon of his own web. Also, this method cannot heal anyone else, so he can't treat other people with this power. In short, the power is quite useless. Number 3. Extra limbs. Having more limbs may mean having more power and tools to fight criminals and enemies. And to be honest, when Spider-Man turns into a man-spider and grows out 2 more pairs of limbs, he does seem to have much more power in battles. He turns much larger and can fight more easily. But the catch is, he doesn't have control over it. He cannot choose to grow the limbs whenever he wants. So whenever Spider-Man has grown into a man-spider and gotten extra limbs, he hasn't been the luckiest. And the history of him growing limbs is proof of that. Number 2. Strength. The thing is, Marvel's Thor is known for his superhuman strength and speed. Spider-Man, on the other hand, is known for his cleverness and smooth movements through his webbings. But like most superheroes, Spider-Man is also given extreme strength to fight through tough situations. So basically, the writers just gave Spider-Man a power that is already quite common in the Marvel Universe. Besides that, Spider-Man is more known for his clever brain that comes up with unique ideas to solve problems and fight through evil. And so Spider-Man doesn't use his strength much to get through stuff, unlike superheroes like Superman and Thor. And it's only in some situations where he uses his strength to save the day, like when he saves Mary Jane from a falling bridge by lifting a giant piece of the heavy bridge just by using his arms. Number 1. Spidermobile. Now, Bruce Wayne, he's known for his super cool gadgets and even his amazing car. In fact, much of Batman is him using technology to fight crime. But Peter Parker doesn't need those. He has a natural ability to shoot out the strong web and get through tough situations through his clever techniques. So when Spider-Man was given his own car, it seemed like junk for a superhero like him. Spider-Man is known for gliding through New York's buildings to reach places in seconds. A supercar, however fast, cannot beat Spider-Man's web-flying abilities. And that is a wrap on 10 superpowers that Spider-Man has that are completely useless. Do you agree with our listing? Did we miss out on any of Spider-Man's superpowers that you think are useless? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next one.